Mr. Davies does science. If this is your first time learning with us, welcome. If not, welcome back. You either have an activity, someone shared a video, or it was suggested to you. If you need to purchase access to our activities, please use the link in the pinned comment. Thank you.
This is a two-sided sheet, so as you print it, please be sure to print on both sides and select the option to flip on the long side so everything lines up correctly. Again, if you have not purchased this or purchased access to it, please use the pinned comment at the bottom of this video. Thank you. The first thing you need to do is remove the QR code from the sheet and just set that aside in case you need to access the video or the channel later. Attention to enriched environments can modulate emotional experiences and decision-making processes. Engaging with stimulating and rewarding environments can elevate mood, reduce stress, and enhance cognitive flexibility, which can in turn influence the types of decisions individuals make and the emotions they experience. Therefore, as educators, we need to understand and address how emotions impact decisions and the decision-making process. Also, that attention is increased with enriched environments. At this point, unfold. The relationship between information processing, memory, child development, and critical learning periods is fundamental to understanding how children acquire knowledge, skills, and cognitive abilities as they grow and mature. In other words, information processing is directly related to memory. Childhood development occurs during critical learning periods. Go ahead and unfold. About halfway, we have a tricky fold coming up. Notice this edge tends to stay tucked in. So you're going to reverse this fold. Just bring it straight down. And do the same on the opposite side. Essentially creating a large triangle. If you do this correctly, there are three things you can notice. First, how do we learn on one side? How do the parts of the brain work on the opposite side? And if you let it open up a little bit, you'll see academic success on the inside. Some people think that these folds represent the folds of the brain. We know that all brains are unique, all folds are different, and this can affect how the brain works. We're going to start on the side. How do the parts of the brain work? The brainstem is in charge of survival, specifically the respiratory system. The temporal lobe controls auditory functions. And the frontal lobe deals with logic, information processing, and decision making. Go ahead and tuck that in. The parietal lobe deals with spatial awareness and your senses. The occipital lobe deals with vision and visual things. The cerebellum controls your posture, your balance, and your motor function. Go ahead and tuck that in. At this point, we're ready to flip it over.
If you enjoy this content or find it helpful, please like this video. If you know someone else who could benefit, please share it. Click subscribe and ring the notification bell so you don't miss the next video.
Next, we have two parts. For how do we learn? We have information processing and neurons. We'll start with information processing. Your senses report to the sensory register. This is how the brain codes senses, stimulation in the environment. Your short-term memory is your working memory. This is your hippocampus. Your short-term memory then goes toward your long-term memory. The amygdala, based on emotional experiences, and the limbic system, as well as emotional responses, add to your long-term memory. Go ahead and tuck that. Now, the neurons. The dendrites get the information first and transport it to the nucleus. The myelin sheath coats some axons to speed up the signal transmission and transduction. And the terminal bulb or sympathetic cleft plus the axon terminals affect the neurotransmitters. Go ahead and tuck that in. At this point, you're done with the folds, and on one end you should see the brain stem. We know that the brain stem needs air for survival and respiratory function, so right here in this hole, I'm just going to give a little puff of air. And that completes your brain ball activity. With the brainstem on the bottom, you'll notice the neocortex on the front, cerebrum on the top, and the cerebellum in the back. I'd like to offer special thanks to Miss MeiginChandler for her expertise and advice and her help with all the technicalities for this activity. This completes the brain ball activity sheet. Thank you for your support, and thank you for participating.
Mr. Davies is a seasoned science professional for over 20 years, as well as a Level 2 certified elementary teacher in the state of Pennsylvania. The materials and activities in these videos were designed and created by Mr. Davies. Materials purchased and videos provided may only be used by the customer listed and their students. Materials may not be shared among colleagues without express permission from Mr. Davies or another transaction taking place. Mr. Davies makes claims to all of the materials in these videos as well as his likeness and considers them to be copyrighted upon publication. Mr. Davies does not grant permission for anyone to copy any parts of his videos or his likeness for private or personal gain. Mr. Davies can be contacted by email at MrDaviesdoesScience@gmail.com. Please provide ample time for a response, as this account is not regularly checked and does not provide notifications. Thank you.